1 minute left. You can start the live stream, Sairama.
Saramana, it started in here.
Shri Saishwaraya Namaha Harihi Om Ganana Antva Tva Ganapatim Ganapatigum Havamaghe Ganapatimiti Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavim Kavinam Kavinam Upamashravastamam Upamashravastamamityupamashravah tamam Jyeshtharajan Brahmadam Jyeshtharajamiti Jyeshtha Rajam Brahmadam Brahmanakha Brahmanaspate Pata Anaha न शृण्वन्नोतिभिः ऊतिभिः ऊतिभिरित्यूतिभिः सीदसादनं सादनमिति सादनं प्राणाः नो देवी देवी सरस्वती सरस्वती वाजेभिः वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती वाजिनीवतीति वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्री अवित्र्यवतु अवत्वित्यवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्री साईश्वराय नमः हरिः ओम नमः सहमानाय निव्याधिने निव्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां निव्याधिन इति व्याधिने आव्याधिनीनां पतये आव्याधिनीनामित्यागा व्याधिनीनां पतये नमः नमो नमः नमः ककुभाय ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे निषङ्गिणे स्तेनानागां निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिने स्तेनानां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो निषङ्गिणे निषङ्गिण इषु धीमते निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिने इषु धीमते तस्कराणाम् इषु धीमत इति शुधि मते तस्कराणां पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो निचेरवे निचेरवे परिचराय निचेरव इति निचेरवेगे परिचरायारण्यानां परिचरायेति परिचराय आरण्यानां पतये नमः नमो नमः नमः स्रकावेभ्यो जिघागुं सद्भ्यः स्रकावेभ्य इति स्रकावेभ्यः जिघागुं सद्भ्योमुष्णतां जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघासद्भ्यः मुष्णतां पतये नमः नमो नमः नमोऽसिमद्भ्यः असिमद्भ्यो नक्तम् असिमद्भ्य इत्यसिमद्भ्यः नक्तञ्चरद्भ्यः चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्ता चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानां चरद्भ्य इति चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानां प्रकृन्तानामिति प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमः नमो नमः नम उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां गिरिचरायेति गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमः नमो नमः न ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We are studying the Kramapatha of the third Anuvakam of Sri Rudram. And for those that are intrigued by this, or some people are practicing this, you should first know the Samhita Patha by heart without looking at the book and chanting it perfectly. You will accomplish this only if you do practice, if you have the discipline of attending practice sessions. The discipline, nothing happens. Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. What simply listening doesn't get stuck in the heart. It will just go through the ears and it won't be retained. In order for that to be retained, then there should be the process of Anushtana, Abhyasa. Anushtana means being close to that. Whenever if you are getting bored, you are traveling by bus or by car or by aeroplane, etc., you have an opportunity just simply to chant Rudram or even reflect just within your own mind. Do I actually, am I chanting with understanding or knowing at least superficially the meaning of the mantra? This is abhyasa, like composition. These practice sessions are compositions. You keep coming, and if you are already an expert chanter and you get bored with other people who are trying to figure out how to chant, you take upon a challenge to say, I'm going to chant without looking at the book, without looking at the screen, and then let the person who is coordinating tell if you are making mistakes or not. Record this Krama Samhita Patha, Anuvakam by Anuvakam, slowly chanting, and then please, this is the how you get Abhyasa, and then you go to Anushtana, meaning that now if I am chanting, uh, Nama Avyadhinibhyo Vividhyantebhyascha Vo Namaha. As I'm chanting, I'm already Avyadhinibhyam. But who are the people, those salutations to those who have the ability to stifle an attack from all the directions, the person they are attacking. Uganabhyastragum hatibhyaha. That one is fourth anvakam. So like this, you have to really understand, and then only what happens is Rudram begins to sink within you. So this third Anuvakam of Sri Rudram, the quintessence of it is omniscience. Omniscience. One word for this Anuvakam is omniscience. What is omniscience? Omniscience is all knowing. Omniscience means all knowing. All knowing about what? What is it that you have to know? What is all knowing? All knowing is not about the worldly knowledge. The worldly knowledge that we are talking about, it is impossible to know the world. This is the biggest, primarily, this is the fundamental problem associated with a human being existence. It is not that show me one scientist in the world that says, even in their own field, that they know it all. Impossible. Impossible. So then what happens? Your quest will never end with the external world. But as you actually begin to know yourself, and in the first Anuvakam, as we have actually started to looking at ourselves as in the purity of the body, as in the sense organs, as it relates to emotions, the fear, the three gunas, the desires, and how we actually make sure that our senses are pure and that our being is still. And then once you come to that stage, then what happens? You will have this reflection just begin. The water reflection is begin to get, at least in the shape, Rupam Jayam Yashas. Rupan Dehi Yasho Dehi Jay. Rupan Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvisho. Rupan Dehi Jayan Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvisho Jahi. You begin to understand Rupan Dehi, the indweller, the reflection is that of the indweller, the source that is in form, in name, and in action. And once that happens, then we are looking at, am I boring all of you? Or I would rather simply chant all of this stuff. What is all this stuff? Why do I need to go through all this stuff? Simply chant Rudram and go. The priest is happy, everybody listening to me is happy. Why do I need to bother about all this stuff? Yes, you don't have to bother about all this stuff. That means you'll be coming and chanting Rudram, going, coming and chanting. It's like you're taking a medication for blood pressure, lifelong. For diabetes, lifelong. You will have the disease of life, lifelong. But the moment to begin to start understanding your own potency, that what is represented within you is the all being that is all pervading, as in the context of the eight aspects of the Ashtamurtis, as well as the fundamental sound of Omkaram resonating within you, then you are at home. You are at home. Until then, you are not at home. You are not at your home. You are elsewhere. You are never at home. So, this reflection now begins to not only have the shape and the form and the name associated with this source called SSB, the name, the shape, and the form associated with SSB, then you will begin to actually, this reflection now will begin to also acquire the attributes associated with the source. What are the attributes associated with divine consciousness? The attributes of divine consciousness is very simple: omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence, the all pervading, the all knowing, and the all doing divine consciousness. This is the properties of the divine: omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence. We went through omnipresence, what omnipresence is in the second Anvakam. Now we are getting into omniscience. Do we have the awareness that within us, the faculties that are within us, as in the mind, the intellect, the conscience, the storage, and the doer, all these four have two types of expression. One is external manifested expression and the other is internal manifested expression. The external manifest will show as the vices associated with the desire, anger, greed, attachment, arrogance, jealous. I won't tell you the Sanskrit words because the moment I tell the Sanskrit words, I am not connected. Kamakrodha Lobha Moha Mada Matsarya. You have not understood what you are saying. The moment you slow down and start saying everything that you know as the words in English, as the words you know in Sanskritam, which have been bombarded on you since childhood, and you have become a parrot of uttering those words, including the names of the gods, you have not done any mananam. It is only simply by retained memory. You are simply throwing out those words. I was doing this exercise during the practice session for those practicing Kramapatha. I'll ask them to put the book aside, chant the second Anuvakam without seeing the book. I will tell you, at least 60% of the people cannot, because they now pay attention to what they are chanting. The moment you start paying attention, all these years you have been chanting Rudram so mechanically, you will not be able to chant knowing what you are chanting. That is the place where this study in steadiness, as we called Veda study, Veda Dhyayana. Adhyayanam is so important. Abhyasam is so important. Anushtanam is so important. Japa, Dhyana, Manana are very important. What do all these words mean? Anushtana means to be able to sit close to it. Abhyasa means all the time practicing it, at least daily. Huh? Now, 3 days in the week or 4 days, right? Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days out of 7 days are gone for these practice sessions. And to the extent possible, even this body won't miss it. The reason for that is very simple. It is still a learning process. It will still be a learning process for this body and this mind. The moment I say I know Rudram, Rudram is dead, I am dead. So, brothers and sisters, you're all wondering, all this Upodghatam, the introduction, is to urge you to join these daily sadhanas and to be in the presence. Then you come and you will actually, when you come to the yajna, I promise you, you will experience Bhagavan's omnipotence, omnipresence, omniscience. not individually, mechanically, but truly with your heart and the mind. So when we are looking at this Anuvakam, seventh Anuvakam, how many yajus are there? 17 yajus are there. The first 8 yajus are talking about knowing the external manifestation of the movement of your mind outside, what it does, and then how do you turn it inside. When you turn it outside, it is manifesting in the context of those aspects, which is desire, anger, greed, attachment, arrogance, jealous, doer, and the storage. These are the 8 described in these 8 yajus that we did the Kramapatha last week. So that is external manifestation. And then what is the second Namaha? It keeps saying the Lord of all the stealers, the Lord of all the embezzlers, the Lord of all dacoits, the Lord of all looters, the Lord of all mobbers. How is all of this stuff representing the divine? How can the divine be the Lord of all these, vices, so-called vices, external manifestation of these vices, so-called? That's where you will see the transformation, the knowing part come. Going outside, ego, desire, anger, greed, attachment, arrogance, jealousy, mine. Huh? Now you see how this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, nenu, nadi, I and mine. These are the 8. These are the 8. That is external manifestation in bullying others. And then what does it do? It will take away, the moment you get anger, it will take your mind away from the presence. What is the beautiful question that Suratha in Devi Mahatyam asks Sumedha? What's the question, Ra? Dukkaya yanme manasvachitta tam yatta vinaha vinaha. Dukkaya yanme manaha. Why is my mind always in a wrong place? Dukkha means wrong place, incorrect place. That is what is dukkha. Dukkha means dukh means inappropriate. Kha means space. Dukkaya yanme mana swachitta yattatam vina. Why is my mind in a wrong place always instead of being associated with self-awareness? That is the question. That is the question of Arjuna. That is the question of Suratha. That is the question and problem of everyone who has a mind. Period. So what do you do? Hmm? Who is a thief? A thief is someone who takes something that doesn't belong to them. That is the definition of a thief. Chor means the one who takes something from another, that which doesn't belong to them. Yes, this is the definition of a thief. So what did your anger do? Take away your own awareness that doesn't belong to them. That's why they are the thieves. So if there is someone who takes away that which doesn't belong to them or not even associated with it, they're bada chor. They're bada chor, no? Bada chitta chora, Brindavana sanchara, Gopala Gopala, He Murali Gopala, Govardhanodhara, Gopala Bala. Have you listened to these bhajans and ever asked why is he called Bada Chittachor? Bada, great thief. That's why he is Stayunam Pataye Namaha, Kulunchanam Pataye Namaha, all these Pataye Namaha. He is Bada Chor. What is he doing? He is taking all that doesn't belong to you away from you. What is it that doesn't belong to you? This whole thing about I and mind doesn't belong to you. It's false, it's projection. And in the process of doing that, he will fill this thing that takes awareness away from you with that which brings awareness to you. Are you all tracking with me? Yes? Am I making sense to any of you? So how does that happen? In the place of ego, he will fill you with forbearance. In the place of desire, he will fill you with contentment. In the place of anger, he will fill you with humility. In the place of greed, he will fill you with forgiveness. In the place of attachment, he will give you acceptance. In the place of arrogance, he will give you sharing. In the place of jealousy, he will fill you with caring. And in the place of mine, he will fill you with self esteem. The one who dissolves it is Hara. The one who fills it is Hari. Hara means the one who dissolves that which takes away your awareness, the negative aspect, and fill you with the positive. That is what we have studied in this eighth yajus of the second Anuvaka. Already half an hour over. When will he start the next one? Huh? This is Mananam, and then you will begin to experience Nididhyasanam. And that Nididhyasana means because this is now within you as knowledge, awareness, then you become the all knowing of everything associated with your faculties. The moment it is happening, you will catch it to the point that you will even be able to catch the thought before it arises. Oh, now you're thinking it doesn't make any damn sense. How can I catch a thought before it comes? Huh? Not only at every step of this thought that is engaging your mind and to actually launch it, focus it on a target, launch it, release it, launch it, hit it. You will be able to catch every step of it. Not only that, you will have a choice, you will have the power of choice, the power of concentration, the power of execution present now in this awareness. Imagine if you don't have any of those vices, what will you do with this awareness? What will I become? I become thoughtless? No, I cannot be thoughtless all the time. I have to be engaged in some kind of action. But how does that action and thought manifest? Are you all with me? Am I talking to myself? Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Imagine you don't have any thought associated with this. I, mine, the greed, the desire, the anger, the attachment, jealous, all those things. What will you do with your mind? What will you do with your thought? Have you ever thought about it? Then you will have what is called choiceless awareness. Choiceless awareness. Every time when we have a thought, we are making a choice. Power of choice. You have a power of choice. Are you with me? You have a choice. You are present and a thought is coming. A thought is coming. In this awareness, now you have a power, and that power is, what do I do with this thought? What do I do with this thought? Do I drop it? Do I execute it? What do I do with it? Arey, I have a I have a water bottle and I have water in it. I have a choice. Do I drink it? Do I not drink it? Do I keep? Yes, the choice was to drink it because my throat is dry. So this is all the next mantra. Ishumadbhyo dhanva vibhyascha atanvanebhyah pratidadhanebhyah ayachadbyah visrujadbyah visrujadbyah swapadbhyo swapadbyah jagradbyah. Look at those mantras, those words. Just look at those mantras, and you will understand that you are now dealing with this power of choice. And issue means a thought. Issue madbhyaha. Issue madbhyaha. So we are now getting into the 9 yajus, 8 plus 9, 17 yajus in this third anvaka, and how to how to have the choice, and then the power of choice, the power of execution of these thoughts that are now going to be launched by your mind and by your ego. So, what will you get into it? You will get into this awareness of the thought and being mindful of the thought. Then you decide whether you have to engage the mind with that thought. That's what I mean by power of choice. Then you will have the mindfulness whether you should launch that thought into action or not. And if you did so, what is the purpose and the intent with which you are executing that action? So, this next Anuvaka is talking about Ishumadbhyaha, Dhanva Vibhyaha. Ishumadbhyaha means those that are holding arrows, and Dhanva Vibhyaha using the bows. Atanvanebhyaha, those that have strung their bows. Pratidadhanebhyaha, those that are going to discharge these arrows. Ayachadbhyaha, those that have stretched their bows. Visrujadbhyaha, Visrujadbhyaha, those that are launching the arrows. Asyabhyaha, those that shoot those arrows. Vidyabhyaha, those that achieve the target to which the arrow is pointed. Huh? I gave you the literal meaning of everything associated. Now you see in the world people in all these different aspects. Some people are even clueless that they are even holding arrows. Some people have no idea that they said a word, that they have done something in action, or that they have a thought about something. There is no awareness of the thought at all, because the awareness is not there because of the 8 vices, as we talked about, the I and the mine and the greed and the jealous and the desire and the attachment and arrogance and all those things. So the thought is confiscated by those thieves, by those 8 thieves. And now you become aware of those thieves, they will run away. And who brings that awareness? The Lord of all knowing, Bada Chitta Chora. Is it different? No. Then what happens? You will have the ability. Now, Swami Vivekananda is an incredible example of this, in our own history, the most recent history, of such a mind that is so perfect in thought, word, and action. So perfect in, and I'm telling you, this is not about philosophy or spirituality or something, any of that stuff that we don't understand. This is practicality. Even in your regular worldly life, if you have awareness of your thought and how that thought, what is the intent of that thought, what is the purpose of that thought, how do I achieve that goal, even playing regular sports, the person who is the best sportsman is the person that has this immense concentration and the power of choice and execution. They will not try to beat the other person on the other side of the court. They will always be aware of the thought that they would have, and if they are completely doing their best in focusing on the game. This is 100% practical. Now, for doing that, they have to do other methods of numbing the mind, and that's why they become addicts, alcoholics, narcotics, and all of that stuff. So we will not get into that. It's artificially they're imposing upon themselves. But then what we are talking about is a spiritual person will have such a power of concentration you wouldn't even believe. Swami Vivekananda has such power of concentration that if you ask him page number so and so, line number so and so, what was in Encyclopedia Britannica, he would tell you instantaneously. That's the level of power of concentration. And that's why at an age of 32, he was able to accomplish what no human being can possibly think of accomplishing. Because his mind was at a different state, at such higher state of concentration, choice, contemplation, that he exactly knew what was the purpose of his mission and life, and he will let go of any thought that would interfere with that purpose and mission for which he was intended. The mind has the ability of 150 bits of concentration per second. On average, a human being will use at the most, a normal human being will use at the most 30 to 50 bits per second out of 150 that are high achievers. And he used to get books from the library, voracious reader, 3 books. He will just return to the library. And one day the library asked his disciple, "Hey, what is this? You take the book, 3 books, and return the next day. Is your Swami really reading these books?" Yeah, of course he is reading these books. Please, can you please ask him to come and see me? This is actually, there is a written episode of this in the library in Kolkata about Swami Vivekananda. He goes to the library the next day, and the librarian was checking. He was asking page number so and so, what's the paragraph? Swamiji will just read the paragraph. Incredible. Now don't get intimidated. That's not, no, don't don't get intimidated. Some people have incredible memory, of all useless things, of all useless things. They will actually remember who insulted them with what word when they were a 5-year-old. Why? Because the mind has impression of catching only negative things. It will remember all atrocious things, and then that memories and impressions are carried over. If they had the power of choice, this is another beautiful thing from Bhagavan Buddha, where he says, he goes for begging alms, and this person that comes out to give him the alms, shouting at him, "You are such a young man, looking so healthy. What's wrong with you? Why are you begging? Can't you go work somewhere? All this stuff. Buddha was standing there just with a smile on his face. He got more frustrated and annoyed, and he started abusing him even more. Then, after a while, he got really frustrated and said, "Come on, why are you not responding? Are you deaf? Don't you listen to me what I am saying?" Bhagavan Buddha very simply asked, "Sir, you have brought some food to give to me. If I don't take it, what will you do?" And the person said, "I'll take it inside. Take it back inside. Whatever you said, I am not accepting. Please take it inside with you. Take it inside. Take it inside with you." And the moment you accept what that doesn't belong to you, then you will carry it lifelong. So, Ishumadbhyaha, Dhanvavibhyaha, Atanvanebhyaha, Pratidadhanebhyaha. Let's now go through the beautiful Kramapatam associated with this. Now you will connect to each and every word that we are talking about. Huh? Each and every single word. Okay. Please memorize the Samhita Patha with both the Swara and proper pronunciation. Many people, when I am listening to chant, they don't say charadbhyaha, they say charabhyaha. Charabhyaha is incorrect. Charadbhyaha, the bha, yeah, together you have to pronounce. So the first the pronunciation perfection, then you will automatically, with the perfection of the vibration of the sound, it will take you automatically into the meaning. You don't even have to be a Sanskritam scholar for this. I am telling you with practical experience. This body never studied any Sanskritam under any Guru. I am totally ignorant, totally illiterate, because I don't even know how to read Devanagari. So many people are even more literate in that sense. So let's go through the. I need to get the scale. Om Nama Ishumabhyah
ॐ नम इषुमद्भ्यः ॐ नम इषुमद्भ्यः
Ishumadbhyo Dhanvavibhyah
इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यः इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यः
Ishumadbhya iti Ishumadbhya iti Shumadbhya. One more time I will say. Ishumadbhya Ishumadbhya iti Shumadbhya.
इषुमद्भ्य इतीषुमद्भ्यः इषुमद्भ्य इतीषुमद्भ्यः
धन्वाविभ्यश्च
धन्वाविभ्यश्च धन्वाविभ्यश्च
धन्वावेभ्य इति धन्वानि भ्यः धन्वावि ऐ एम सॉरी धन्वावेभ्य इति धन्वावि धन्वावेभ्य इति धन्वावि भ्यः
धन्वावेभ्य इति धन्वाविभ्यः धन्वाविभ्य इति धन्वाविभ्यः
चवः
चवः चवः
वो नमः
वो नमः वो नमः
नमो नमः
नमो नमः नमो नमः
नम इषुमद्भ्यः इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यः इषुमद्भ्य इतीषुमद्भ्यः धन्वाविभ्यश्च धन्वाविभ्य इति धन्वाविभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः one time
नम इषुमद्भ्यः इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यः इषुमद्भ्य इतीषुमद्भ्यः धन्वाविभ्यश्च धन्वाविभ्य इति धन्वाविभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः
very good ma excellent नाम आतन्वानेभ्यः
नम आतन्वानेभ्यः नम आतन्वानेभ्यः
आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यः
आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यः आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यः
आतन्वानेभ्य इत्या तन्वानेभ्यः
आतन्वानेभ्य इत्या तन्वानेभ्यः आतन्वानेभ्य आतन्वानेभ्य इत्या तन्वानेभ्यः
प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च
प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च
प्रतिदधानेभ्य इति प्रतिदधानेभ्यः
प्रतिदधानेभ्य इति प्रतिदधानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्य इति प्रतिदधानेभ्यः
च वः
च वः च वः
वो नमः नमो नमः
वो नमः नमो नमः
Is that my internet or your internet or a combination? Are you all hearing me okay?
Yeah, I think my internet is maybe
Okay. Okay. नाम आयच्छद्भ्यः
नम आयच्छद्भ्यः नम आयच्छद्भ्यः
आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यः
आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यः आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यः
आयच्छद्भ्य इत्यायच्छद्भ्यः
आयच्छद्भ्य इत्यायच्छद्भ्यः आयच्छद्भ्य इत्यायच्छद्भ्यः
विसृजद्भ्यश्च
विसृजद्भ्यश्च विसृजद्भ्यश्च
विसृजद्भ्य इति विसृजद्भ्यः
विसृजद्भ्य इति विसृजद्भ्यः विसृजद्भ्य इति विसृजद्भ्यः
चवः
चवः चवः
वो नमः नमो नमः
वो नमः नमो नमः वो नमः नमो नमः
नमोऽस्यद्भ्यः
नमोऽस्यद्भ्यः नमोऽस्यद्भ्यः
अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः one more time अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः विद्यद्भ्यः one more time I'll say अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः
अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः
विद्यद्भ्यः so they have
विद्यद्
put विद्यद्भ्यः
अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः अस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यः
अस्यद्भ्य इत्यस्यद्भ्यः
अस्यद्भ्य इत्यस्यद्भ्यः अस्यद्भ्य इत्यस्यद्भ्यः
विद्यद्भ्यश्च
विद्यद्भ्यश्च विद्यद्भ्यश्च
विद्यद्भ्य इति विद्यद्भ्यः
विद्यद्भ्य इति विद्यद्भ्यः विद्यद्भ्य इति विद्यद्भ्यः
चवः
चवः चवः
वो नमः नमो नमः
वो नमः नमो नमः वो नमः नमो नमः.
Okay, I'll chant these yajus before go to asinebhya. There is this shift into a different awareness with that. Nama ishumadbhyah ishumadbhyo dhanvavibhyah ishumadbhya iti shumatbhyah धन्वावेभ्यश्च धन्वावेभ्य इति धन्वाविभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नम आतन्वानेभ्यः आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यः आतन्वानेभ्य इत्याह तन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च प्रतिदधानेभ्य इति प्रतिदधानेभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नम आयच्छद्भ्यः आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यः आयच्छद्भ्य इत्यायच्छद्भ्यः विसृजद्भ्यश्च विसृजद्भ्य इति विसृजद्भ्यः च वः नमो नमः नमोऽस्यभ्यः अस्यभ्यः अस्यभ्य इत्यस्यद्भ्यः विद्यद्भ्यश्च विद्यद्भ्य इति विद्यद्भ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः. So as we looking at these meanings, Ishmabhyaha, Dhanvavibhyaha, that means Ishumadbhyaha, Ishumadbhyaha. Bhyaha means plural, those that are holding the arrows. Ishumat, Dhanvavit, Bhyaha becomes Dhanvavidbhyaha. Atanvanebhyaha. Dhanvavidbhyaha means those that are holding the bows. Dhanvavidbhyaha. So remember that every place, see how incredible the concentration that you require to pronounce all the syllables. Atanvanebhyaha. Next, okay, so Ishumadbhyaha, Dhanvavibhyaha, Dhanvavibhyaha. Atanvanebhyaha means those that are stringing. Atanvanebhyaha means those that are stringing. Pratidadhanebhyaha means those that are launching the arrows. Ayachadbhyaha. No, it is not ayachadbhyaha, it is ayachadbhyaha. Ayachatbhyaha. So you will see when you are learning the karma patham, you will see ayachadbhya ityayachat. So yachat plus bhyaha becomes ayachat plus bhyaha becomes ayachadbhyaha. Visrujadbhya iti visrujat. Visrujat means those that are launching the arrows, discharging the arrows, launching the arrows are asyadbhyaha, asyadbhyaha, asyat, asyadbhya iti asyat bhyaha becomes asyadbhyaha. Then they're shooting the arrows. Then vidya, vidyadbhyaha, vidyadbhyaha, with vidyadbhyaha. Those that are hitting the targets. Those are the yajus 1, 2, 3, 4. Four yajus related to perfectness in power of choice, concentration, and action. Awareness of thought, being mindful of the thought, engaging the mind with the thought, mindfulness in launching the thought into action, and ensuring that that action has achieved the goal or the target. This is what we have looked at in these beautiful pages. And tomorrow we will not have the class because I am airbound. So we will resume, and after this session, there is the webinar in half an hour. After this, in about half an hour, we'll have the webinar on the Charm 2024 related to hospitality, transportation, service, how you can get involved, etc. My humble request to all those that are coming to the yajna to attend this. It's extremely important. Yajna is not just coming, showing up, chanting some mantras, throwing some stuff into the fire. That only creates pollution. If you have the awareness, then you will that will lead to evolution and dissolution. Sacrifice is dissolution. So please join the webinar in at 8:30 Pacific and 11:30 Eastern and 9 o'clock in the night in India. Jai Sai Ram. So are there any major questions?
Ram Shikhaji, I have a question.
This is a lot to. Yes, ma.
So when we talk about the power of the thoughts and focusing on the choices of the thoughts of how we are stringing the bow, how we are doing the launching the arrows and hitting the target. Right now, the speed of thoughts is really
Am I?
intense, right? So that is there
Yes.
a connection
Yeah.
between the number of thoughts that we think and the emotion
That's
that is tied to it? For example, if
okay. So your your voice cut off in between. So let me repeat and see if I got the question right. So there are three aspects that you're talking about. One is number of thoughts. The second is the speed of thought, and the third is the thought into action. So
the
those are the yeah.
and the emotion quotient that is attached to it.
Yeah, okay. And then about how the thought and the emotion, how do we understand or become aware of that? That is the question, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I will tell you a practical example. Once upon a time, I was very blessed to be traveling by the side of Pete Sampras. Now, you all can guess how old I am based on that example. So, Pete Sampras was sitting next to me, and I was engaged in a conversation with him. And I asked him the question, when Boris Becker serves from the other side of the court, how do you know which ball is falling within the court, outside of the court, and it is coming at 90 to 100 miles per hour? A person like me will not even see the ball. How do you even see the ball? Forget about, first you have to see the ball that is coming at 90 to 100 miles per hour at you. And then you have to decide whether that ball is falling in the court or outside the court. And now, if it is falling within the court, then you have to return the ball and place it on the other side of the court. How does this happen on the court, right? How does this happen? It's incredible. What happens to you when you are on the other side of the court? What exactly happens to you? And then he told me, first he said, I see the ball even before it is delivered. Okay. And the ball size is not this. The ball size is not this. Each ball appears to me in this size, in this size. And then it also slows down. And that's how I am able to decide, power of choice, and execution, and target, returning it to the other side of the court. So he said, it comes only because of one thing. 8 to 10 hours a day, I am doing nothing but returning balls that are being shot at me at 90 to 100 miles per hour. Now, did I answer your question? I'll come to the emotion in a second.
Yeah. So there is a slowing down process.
How does it slow down? Did I give you in the example the power of choice, the power of concentration, and the power of execution? Three
Yeah.
things in the tennis example, right? I'm
Mm.
not talking some philosophy, brothers and sisters. There are people that do this day in and day out in sports and other aspects of life, secular life. Now, use the same example and now look at what is thought. Are you paying attention to thought, first of all? Or are you part of the thought? If you are part of the thought, then you will not even see the ball. And the size of the ball remains the same. It won't change. So there is this thing called incredible practice of watching the thought. When you watch the thought, it slows down. And not only that, the number of thoughts will also slow down. The number of thoughts will reduce. Number of thoughts will reduce. And how do I reduce the number of thoughts? Now, if a thought is coming and I have no control over the thought, as you practice more and more watching your breath, the number of thoughts will reduce because the mind is now engaged in focusing on the breath. As you become aware of the breath, you will become aware of your thought. As you become aware of the thought, it slows down. As you become aware of your breath, the number of thoughts will also reduce. Okay. The next question you asked is, how do I separate a thought from the emotion? Thought plus an object is equal to consciousness. Sorry, consciousness plus an object is equal to thought. Consciousness associated with an object is called thought. Consciousness is thought minus object equation. Consciousness is thought minus object. And what is this object? What is your thought about at the end of the day? Your thought is only two things. It is an object of name or an object, even an emotion is an object. So your thought is about the moment I say a name, immediately that triggers a thought. Or otherwise put, you cannot have a thought without an object in the mind, period. Just do this experience. When Guru told the Sishya, do all the meditation that you want, but do not think of a word. Don't think of any word. Any word. No word. No, no word. Can you think without a word? You cannot think without a word in your head. Period. Period. Do this exercise. I want to think. But I say Krishna. Immediately the shape, name, and the shape, object appeared. Rama. Immediately object, name, everything appeared. Yesu, a guy who is putting both his hands like this, wearing a white dress and flowing hair appears. I say tat, that, that. Huh? No, that is the word. That is the word. That. Think. Think with the word that. That. Keep saying that. 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 What thought comes? That. What thought is coming when you say that? Conchada. What thought is coming when you say that? Krishna. Oh, guy with a flute. Blue color. Rama. Guy with a bow and an arrow. Hanuman. Guy with a mace. Sai Baba. 5 foot 3 inch afro haired Indian dude. Lakshmi. Rich woman pressing somebody's feet. All this stuff is the moment I say the word, already the form appeared and the thought appeared. I say that. What happens? Nothing will happen. So, where is the emotion coming? Emotion is also an object. The moment you start looking emotion as an object, you objectify your emotion, including pain in the body. Objectify that. Try to give it a name, shape, form, everything to that pain wherever you are experiencing it. And then you said, the moment you start trying to locate it, it will move, it will try to do something. Don't leave it, get hold of it. No, I don't want you to go. You are feeling. I'm talking about pain as a feeling now. Then what happens? As an emotion, then what happens? You will begin to see that it will disappear. And then you will have the ability to drop it. And when you drop it, thought minus subject is thought minus object is what is it, Srividya?
Consciousness.
There you go. What remains is consciousness. Did I did we have a good
Mm,
perspective around this? Yes.
mm, mm.
So think without emotion. That is now the emotion with the sports analogy is the guy is Pete Sampras is paying no attention to who is serving the ball. None of that stuff. Pete Sampras is only focused on one thing: the thought, the ball, nothing else. He doesn't care who is serving it. He has no image of any of that stuff. The moment he gets that feeling within, trust me, it will be an ace. I'm now tennis player, tennis analogy. It will be an ace because something else came and interfered with it. This third Anuvakam is very powerful and practical. This is omniscience. Omniscience is choiceless awareness. Choiceless awareness is omniscience. And that choiceless awareness, everything will shine in, is shining only in the choiceless awareness. Names, forms, functions, emotions, everything is just floating in that. The moment you drop that object, then you will have choiceless. So you have a choice, right? Swami gives beautiful example. You have a choice. You are holding something. You are holding something. He asks the question, what is easy? Is holding easy or dropping easy? What is easy? What requires more energy? Holding. Dropping doesn't require. So in your thought, you are holding an object very tightly, and that tightness is as either it is I or mine, and then you drop it, consciousness remains. Namaha, not mine. Namaha, not mine. Manaha, mind. Manaha, mind. Namaha, not mind. Jai Sairam. I know we have 15 minutes to get back to the other meeting, so if there are no more questions,
I have one more question.
yes, yes.
So you mentioned something about the stealers, robbers, plunderers, and all those things as they are coming and taking away something from us, right? So if we look at them as like an object themselves, right? And
Mhm.
in context of Bada Chitta
They're not
Chora,
taking anything, they're taking your awareness.
awareness. So Bada Chitta Chora,
Hmm.
so that means he is holding our awareness. Chitta Chora, he's the chora, he is now the stealer of our awareness. So
Yes,
basically the goal is to take it away
yes,
from, replace it with the God's connection rather than these plunderers. We put it in the hands of
correct.
Bada Chitta Chora. It's a replacement
Yes,
of conscious movement of
yes,
thoughts. Just to
yes.
clarify that.
Yes, 100%. That is what it is. Mana, our mind, our conscience, our intellect, and our doership, they don't actually, we are not those. They are also, at the end, thieves, stealing away our awareness. But when God, who doesn't have those, He is taking away from you, He is the biggest thief. And then what? That is what is called. That's what is called Sharanagati. What people talk about Saranagati is, one question was asked when I was recently in South Africa by a gentleman, how do I surrender? How do I surrender? And there's a lot of people, how do I surrender? Then I asked, have you looked at the question? First is how, next is doing, then is I. You're still figuring it out. Who is figuring it out? When you figure out who is this guy that is figuring it out, then you have surrendered. The how is gone, the do is gone, the I is gone. How do I surrender? That's a paradox. It's an oxymoron. You cannot say, I am surrendered. I surrendered at the feet of Bhagavan Sri Satyasi. No, you have not. That if when you said that, you have not surrendered. Okay. Sairam. Okay, let's Yadaksharapada Bhrashtam. Okay. ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ओं तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री